Join the conversation this month of July as we talk about family issues in every aspect on 97.1 FM. Or join us on our Facebook page at Radio Fry Fry. You talk, we listen.
Broadcast from 49 Johnson Street, basically. Not there we did, but the good thing about Radio Fry is we did outside, basically. So it doesn't matter where you are this morning, Freetown, Kenema, McKinney, Connaught, Loco, wherever you are. A very good morning to you.
Morning.
And welcome to yet another episode of the Breakfast Mix, where they come to you every Mondays to Fridays, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. And in case you don't know that, it talks so. Just in case, you know, you first them, we did join me, Nakamara, Sarah Kamara.
And I'm Brigitte Dalton to say.
And, you know, the Breakfast Mix, the weekend there, so they discuss everyday reality. And in case back, you know, you not get the memo, because probably you just hear the sound and you hear Brigitte in sweet and melodious voice. They take you, they tell you about the month of July, where we there, so for talk about family affairs, family issues. And just like yesterday, today again, we'll get... We'll see, I think they would get
this week is not easy.
This is not a balanced conversation. No. This is like this is 70-30. Because we get three women them, three strong voices, they will get one man. So for Mulia on be away, on a call for support and we'll open the phone lines. But before we get down into today's in conversation, basically we just want to take a look at the verse of the day. And I will appreciate if Brigitte help me with the name of the book outside the verse of the day. Come on. Ephesians. No worries. I'll master this. I will surprise next year. We all think they come off so smoothly. In fact, I'll maybe open my own church. No. Ephesians 5:28, and he say, in this same way, husbands ought to love their wives as their own bodies. He who loves his wife loves himself. That is self-explanatory, basically, because I know say all man like him body. Everybody like him body.
And,
so
and you not go hurt your own body.
You not go hurt your own body. So if you like your wife like I like your body, trust me, all the divorces the way they happen. No, they happen. All the abuse way they happen. They happen. But again, when I want to know the topic, what they talk about, how this, how this verse of the day don't give a leakage into the topic, and when I want to see we guess them, well, if you not listen, they listen to 97.1 and forgo now with Facebook at Radio 55, follow, like we page, and you can see we guessed, and you can see the 70-30 this morning. But also we do on the website www.55.live. Then you'll get a bonus, so you get a prayer line we can utilize just for blow mind. But stay tuned, stay fried, one go for a short break, and when we come back, we will dive right into the conversation for today. Again, this is not the Breakfast Mix.
This is the Unbeatable, with a special message to every data user in Sierra Leone. Dial star 499# now from your AfriCell line for the fastest internet and cheapest data bundles ever. It is the Unbeatable Data Bundles, where we go. No one has the speed to follow.
Famous brand ambassador for Rokel Commercial Bank, the award-winning bank Nassalo. All man they look for Usai, money go safe. All man they look for Usai, interest go great. All man want put him money Usai at go go. Mama, now it's a number. Rokel Commercial Banco, now the bank of choice. Rokel Commercial Banco. If you look for better banking, Rokel Commercial Banco. No, you want you again, no. Rokel Commercial Banco. Now it's a loan banco. Get, za. Get, za. Rush come up in account, current or savings account. Rush come up in account, make say if Fabino. Hey, rush now. Hey, Rokel Bank. Hey, number one. Hey, Osusu account. Ide. Simcopo. Ide. Kumga account. Ide. Swag account. Ide. Keke account. Ide. Altinde. 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 After Rokel Banko. Now Rokel Banke. After Rokel Banke. Now because we believe in teamwork, dedication, integrity, continuity, openness and initiative. Customer come first. After Rokel Banke. Now Rokel Banko. Now Rokel Banke. Rokel Commercial Banco, now the bank of choice. Rokel Commercial Banco, if you dey look for better banking, Rokel Commercial Banco. No worry again, no. Rokel Commercial Banco, now it's a loan banco. Rokel Commercial Banco, now the bank of choice. Rokel Commercial Banco, if you dey look for better banking, Rokel Commercial Banco. No worry again, no. We get branches them all over the country with professional staff that we go attend to you. Rokel Commercial Bank, the number one bank in a salon. NU bank of choice. Famous.
Family life can be a place of refuge and security. And family isn't always about being connected biologically. It goes beyond bloodlines. It goes beyond last names and obligations. Being part of a family is like living with an army. You all have different temperaments, attitudes, but with one singular purpose, and that is to have each other's back no matter what. Even when things go wrong and, crisis faces you, you should always be able to depend on family, right? No family is perfect. We argue, we fight, we even stop talking to each other at times. But in the end, family is family. Join the conversation this month of July as we talk about family issues in every aspect on 97.1 FM. Or join us on our Facebook page at Radio Fry Fry. You talk, we listen. Yes, welcome back to Radio Fry Fry 97.1 FM, the show where you listen to. Now the breakfast mix here with us, Brigitte Dalton Sisse.
And Kamara Sarah Kamara.
Yes, and today, now the Thursday, the 7th of July. In case you wake, you're like, what day is it?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, and the time inside the studios right now is 9:12. And today, on topic of discussion, let's just say it's going to be a whirlwind. It's a very, very interesting topic, and emotions then get for run high, but we always remain calm on Radio Fry Fry. Why?
Right.
Because we respect people, we accept people for who they are, your choices, your decisions. It's your choice.
Exactly.
And I'm not able to force you for doing what me want.
Yeah.
And so now I make, we own conversations there, even though they can be lively and interesting. Fetne komo.
Yeah.
Yes, because we get respect for one another. So today on topic of discussion, every single Thursday, we talk about communication issues in family affairs. So all the back and front working again with families them, what they misunderstand we self, what can end up per argument. Why it happen? Now the question. So every Thursday, we try to pick some of them reasons then they will contribute to arguments inside the family house. And today in topic of discussion male dominance. So domination inside male female relationships. And you know, so we talk about the family, so male and female, and the picking them, of course. So now we topic of discussion today. Remember, say we did live right now on Facebook. All you need for doing is just type in Radio Fry and boom, you're able to see we faces them. And you also able to see the faces of we guest them as well for today. And remember, see, you also able to watch we on we website at www.fryfry.live. If where we talk, you know, you really want to say something, you know, say now the second hour would open the phone lines. You really want to say something, text we. Text we on 088-971-971. Text we, WhatsApp we would receive the message. Also go on with Facebook Live, type in your comment, say you comment, but be mindful and be respectful when you send your comment. Anybody will send anything outside of being respectful, we delete them, we remove them, or we're not going to read them at all, because we have to be fair, we have to be nice to people, even when we communicate waiting they happen to we. And we get two important guests then you have for today, for get this balanced conversation, not so just me and Cameron, because if it's just me and Cameron, we've already dominated, so it's not gonna be fair.
Right.
So we first guest inside the studio, Mr. Salifu Samura. Can you please greet our audience?
Fambulemuna, good morning. I'm so pleased for there. Mina Salifu Samura, the work for Wallop International. And me get a very good blend for the this conversation, because me na traditional man.
Okay.
Me papa na paramount chief. I meet a grown at home where me papa get 4 wife there.
Wow.
4 women then at the house. And me, of course, I don't expose. I don't live in different conditions then. So I mean, I fit the blend for the part of this conversation. So I want to see how they defeat me anyways.
The war is on.
The war is on.
Yes.
Then as they say, the battle line has been drawn.
It has been. It don't ring the bell already.
Gin.
Yes. And then we second guest inside the studio with Nandi Denise Zulu. Please greet the audience.
Good morning.
Nandi.
But I don't mind me, I get small cold, so my voice.
And Nandi, of course, not to the first time in the day on the radio. This now in second time for appear on the radio station for the third time.
This is my third or fourth.
I'm a very popular guest. So just left us so.
Okay, and just tell people then small about your background so that they're able to understand why you're there.
For one, generally, me na woman growing up me na African woman growing up in Africa, in Sierra Leone, for be specific.
Right.
And for my educational background, to my work experience, so virtually everything surrounding me gets for ingrained in the topic where we want to talk about today, and how the challenges then generally where people they face in these inequalities and lack and all
And was then called. Please,
Yes,
nobody should ask me what was then called.
Indeed. So if you want make sure say you're part of the conversation, listen keenly.
Right.
In the second hour, would give you the opportunity for let yourself be part of the conversation. But we now delve into the conversation in itself. So the purpose of this particular conversation we would get now for let we explore the differences in the ways both man and woman and they communicate, and then let we find out the possible reasons why we get differences between the conversations that we man and woman in the get. And where we can now, let's talk about sex and gender, because we need to start today, because usually now the battle line to begin. So where it can to the topic of sex and gender, sex, now the biological aspects where they determine whether you're not male or female, whether by chromosomes or by hormones. And then the gender is a lot more complicated than the sex and biological aspects, because in they look at influences from the culture and the society in itself. And many societies get differences between genders, and some of these differences can lie in the stereotypical characteristics and other results from like typical roles them way man and woman then fulfill.
Right.
And the greatest difference can happen where it can to dominance and control.
Wow.
Yes, and this is particularly evident where they deal with conflict between spouses them. So between man and woman, man and wife, sorry, not man and woman, man and wife, and then where they look at male versus female inside the family.
Right.
So now they the greatest disagreements that can come where it can to dominance and control. So let's take a look at what's in our dominance in SSF. So dominance, of course, it gets several definitions them, but in the context of relationship, now where you get one where you get two people them, one of them get for be the leader,
Right.
and so the leader is somebody way assertive and way very forward, and in some of the situations, not always the case sometimes, but in most situations, the dominant person inside the relationship, now the one who gets the control over the actions and the activities of the couple.
Right.
And inside with society, we know say that one they would accredit them to demand them
Right.
inside we own society. And then when we didn't look now at the cultural and societal, like waiting then to define and conceptualize as domination in all African culture and traditions, everywhere. Forget about Africa, in fact, worldwide. Because now it's only in the last couple of years, like in the last 10, 20, 30 decades that we nowadays say, okay, places like in the UK, in America, then they try for give women them more access to having a little bit of control.
Right.
Whereas like in the African setting, we still the battle, but not a global issue actually, not to just Africa. Let's make that one clear. And so globally, through traditions and culture, it has always been favorable for man them for let them get the dominant control within the family setting. And man them, now they're not the leaders them, now they're not the decision makers them, and now they're not the one where they possess the power within the family unit. And in most relationships them, the man now intend for the control, the relationship, and the affairs of the home. When we say the affairs of the home, we mean like the main decision making, not to forgo cook and go take care of the picking, not to that one day we mean. We mean the main affairs of the home. And traditionally, the man gender, they expect for lead and they expect for do the chasing where it comes to relationship, where we there in with social setting of I want femme partner, you know, like in all okay for let woman the chase man. Traditionally, from globally all around the world, the man usually nine they chase, nine they do the chasing, and for go court the woman, if we make the woman feel fine, and then the woman go decide now whether yes, now this man I want or not to this man I want. So that one they always done they did it, and where it can to like the media. Movies, in songs, in dramas, you they see say the man, they expect the man forget like power over a submissive woman. Most of the movies them from traditions where you watch. Now only recently that one they don't begin for change, but then they depict the man as like the knight in shining armor. If for be strong, if for be defending in family, in
Macho.
wealth, in woman, yes, for be the macho muscle man, yeah. And the woman, of course, is supposed to be the damsel in distress. Oh my God, I need a man to help me. You know, that one then I didn't can portray. So even when you look at picking them movies like Rapunzel, Snow White, Cinderella, now that's then they depict. So even from childhood, then they teach you that one day for say, man na so you for day, woman na so you for day. But across the years, as time they go by, as I say, women then now they become more involved in movies where then they give them power. And we don't begin for see that one, especially if you're not possible they watch Netflix, you they watch movies them, you they see say they don't begin give woman them power. And this mainly they boil down to the liberation movement and the enforcement of human rights laws where they go on around the world. But as always, I get for cut and short small, take a break. We get for go on a short break, and when we come back we'll continue with the conversation on male dominance, and we guess themselves going to infiltrate into like waiting at their own experience pertaining some of the things that we would just don't say. Remember say we're there on Facebook, so if you want to see we faces them, the voices them, we the hearing the faces them, put the face to the voice, please just type Radio Fry. Go there, go on the website at www.fryfry.life. We'll go on a short break, and when we come back we'll continue with the conversation.
Wondering how to activate your AfriMoney account? It's easy. Dial *161*8*3#. Enter your default PIN or old PIN and press send. Enter your new PIN and press send. Enter your new PIN again. You'll receive a message confirming your PIN change. AfriMoney. Fast, easy, safe.
Hey, yes you. Do you know what listeners love about our station? It's everything! With us, you talk and we'll listen. We are in Freetown, Bow, McKinney, Connaught, Kenema, reaching 3.5 million people in Sierra Leone. We have pushed beyond the boundaries because we are visual. We are your official visual radio station. You can be with us right in our studios from wherever you are. Audio and visually fixed. On the breakfast mix, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. At the close of your working day, every day we keep you smiling and hyped. On the drive, 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. And for your little ones, the bedtime stories at 8 p.m. We love you too much at Radio Fry Fry. We are visual.
You talk, we listen on Fry Fry Radio. At Radio Fry Fry, we believe your voice, your story can impact lives, change narratives, and make the difference in our community. Don't shy away from using it. We love you. If you need a listening ear or a comforting word, visit our website at www.fryfry.life. Click on the prayer line and we'll be there to listen and pray with you. You are important and you matter. We love you, for this is Radio Fry Fry, 97.1 FM.
Family life can be a place of refuge and security. And family isn't always about being connected biologically. It goes beyond bloodlines. It goes beyond last names and obligations. Being part of a family is like living with an army. You all have different temperaments, attitudes, but with one singular purpose, and that is to have each other's back no matter what. Even when things go wrong and, crisis faces you should always be able to depend on family, right? No family is perfect. We argue, we fight, we even stop talking to each other at times. But in the end, family is family. Join the conversation this month of July as we talk about family issues in every aspect on 97.1 FM. Or join us on our Facebook page at Radio Fry Fry. You talk, we listen.
And we are back again right here on Radio Fry Fry 97.1. Time check almost to the clock, now 27 minutes after 9. And today, now Thursday, the 7th day of July 2022. And in case you just awake and the stretching a bed and you're listening, well, this is not the breakfast mix. And remember, say we there every Mondays to Fridays, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. This is not the month of July, and we'll talk about family affairs. Today, we did talk about domination in a male and female relationship in terms of communication issues. Basically, why is there a male dominant voice, not just in homes but in society in general? So una continue for listening, and una don't forget the opportunity for add una own voice to the conversation. And also, me at the studio this morning. I didn't also of course, I there every day. Me and Bridget are there so, but we get guests them at the studio for help whip and the talk, but it's like say I've been saying at 70-30, right? But it look like say
Now 50-50.
now 50-50 because where we male guests introduce
I
itself,
tell you.
it we a strong biography.
I know.
A really strong one.
In a minus on will.
Now but wait, we'll catch up. We'll catch up as we go along. But we'll now continue for listening. And if you want to see we face, and you can go on our Facebook as Radio 55, be part of the conversation. You get any questions what you want to ask, or you got any contribution you want to make, you can engage with the live chats, or you can go on the website at www.55.live. So, but want to take a look at the quote of the week, and then we'll continue with the conversation.
Yes, the quote of the week is coming from Jane Howard, and she says, "Call it a clan, call it a network, call it a tribe, call it a family, whatever you call it, whoever you are, you need one."
Right.
So basically, we need family.
Yeah.
There's no way around it. Like, there's no way.
More
And
better Creole.
left me. Pancreola reader. It beef me Creole. The guest them inside the studio. It beef me Creole. But I go manage.
Yes.
Call them clan, call them network, call them tribe, call them family. Anything where you call them, who that you be, you need one.
Jing.
I try.
Yeah, you did really well.
Yes, but we'll continue with the conversation, of course. And just like what I say before, we go on a break. We'll be to look at what some of the societal and cultural ways of putting the idea of domination. So I will explain about through time how the male gender and the female gender is portrayed, and then how it reflects back on things and where we'll get access to in the media, like the movies, the films, the series, the songs, whatever it is. And all of this we can happen, it carry into we everyday relationships. And so society get the expectation for lady man tend for influence the vast majority of the relationship, and where man not really they play that role there. Pancreol then can say you na woman lapa,
Right.
or then can say the woman and the way the trust is na this relationship. So na so in company can they tell her, na so society then they tell them, and so this they make the man they feel like say, well, I don't think say I they do waiting society say for they do, so that change.
Right.
And so this fear of being labeled woman lapa and the woman and the way the trust is can also cause a pressure on the man. And so incest can tend for sometimes in relationship, in conversations, you know, where they get arguments. Now, me na the man, do what I say, you na the woman, then kind of things, and they, or na me na the man of the family, then kind of phrases, and they can come up because of sometimes the pressure where then self they feel. So let me get a few comments from we guess them.
Yeah.
From we battlefield.
Because it don't
Mr.
begin.
Samura.
It don't begin.
So what's in your own like contribution where it can to like tradition, culture, and how society don't they depicts waiting man for do, waiting woman for do?
Yeah, I tell you plenty. Thank you again. Just like we are saying me introductory statement. Now the fact that we rules then we various homes them so distinct. Like me, just like we are saying, we been get three. Me get 3 step mommy them from
Right.
me plus me own mommy now make 4 na the home.
Right.
All man in role na the house it clear.
Right.
We demand them, we know waiting our role na the house.
Right.
The woman them, they know their roles then at the house. It's so distinct. And something and they me paddy them, people them way like you tell and say you know sabi cook, they begin surprise why you know sabi cook.
Right.
Because the upbringing.
Right.
We home, just like we Bridget have been they say, something and they describe you. Where they say you na man say fasting for go na kitchen, then they begin call you names.
Right.
Then they begin say, oh, this is big guy, this,
Right.
you know, then they begin call you names. So from that beginning, we don't know say now, this na me rule na the house.
Right.
Even when they with your sister them, who na they go, we camp and fet, now you then they put before. Yes. They know say now you for defend them. Then go talk waiting, but we camp and defend now you then they push.
Yeah.
So you know say now you for defend your sister them. It's so clear. And sometimes they won't they go for go pick mango. Now you they claim. They no say now you for claim. Now you not the man. Now you for do that day.
Right.
Yeah, so the tell with the big one no say now we roles them down there now the home you the man they begin even pan the fet self
Right.
I like now you big sister sometimes then they self you don't begin pull muscle now when mistake in the bitter you know so yeah so then thing and they don't begin exhibit them from way small
Right.
tell you they come up now you so thing and they now you then they send for do what they want kill for then they say now the man for do am.
Yeah.
You know, still and they way now you for do am. And if they reach a point safe, even for Brooke, you know they want Brooke again. Because you see say na woman role.
Right.
So now the woman girl picking them for go Brooke.
Right.
You know. So if they reach a point, you self the then thing and they values then they in you.
Right.
Like especially we who they grow from chief homes.
Right.
Then values then they in you and now you want for continue.
Right.
And even in relationship where they come up, you know, you don't expect woman for Kayan you,
No.
The culture, they expect say now you for go yan. Now you for go yan the woman.
Right.
And Brigitta talk one important point. When you go like for married and anything and the way they go now you they go married.
Right.
We culture them different. I like na America.
Right.
Although it gets on side and way now woman they go pay the bride price.
Yeah.
But we on context now the man they go pay the bride price.
Right.
And when you don't go pay price for somebody, you get ownership.
Right.
And we then when you dey come up, then put that value there now we aid say now you for take care of the family.
Right.
You the man, I let woman get any kind thing. When I me for pull chop money, na me the pull chop money na the host. It
Right.
clear.
Right.
You know, and thing for it na the host, na you for provide them.
Right.
You know, it no matter wetin the woman get.
Right.
So them values then they dey.
Right.
And even when you go bring the woman, when you come with her na you home, because that is a very very important point. We sometimes and they we can compromise a lot because of the exposure and
Right.
then thing and they. I get me friends they who all been there in England. Then they bring them parents them relationship then they disturb
Right.
because you mommy go see you in the brook for the woman.
Right.
Yeah.
He begin say, this me bikini don't spoil. Yes, well now you go book for woman.
Right.
What thing do you?
Right.
So the issues then they begin. So now true say the man they can under some kind heavy pressure.
Yeah.
He they begin watch. This not true. Not only for begin brook for the woman. The woman for able brook for
That's
himself.
true.
Now me they do this. Now me they do this. No. Now me for the mop. Now me. No. The woman. So the issues then they begin.
Then they
The issues
begin.
then. Thing them when a normal thing them.
Yeah.
You know. Then they begin look like not a normal thing then to you.
Right.
Fights they begin at the homes.
Yeah.
Now they issues then they can they begin.
Right.
You know. So we family get heavy pressure on we.
Right.
For thing that we now make most people them it can be very very difficult even in as much as we like our parents them
Yeah.
we want for let them they around we but it's very difficult for live with them
Right.
because they watch you
Right.
they say this not to me picking
Right.
why they do this
Because also the values
raise
that
hand
you
this way.
why not the woman they take the decision
Yeah.
Right.
why we talk to her they say like go talk to me wife
Right.
what thing they go on
Right.
I don't understand no this me picking they not go put us on side.
Now, one important thing I want to ask you, because you don't mention a lot your background
Yes.
and the societal pressure where it be where in society and family can push towards a man them, and you know somebody where don't experience both sides and say best of both worlds. You don't experience the typical traditional setting, and you don't experience a world where there is like room for make you be free for express your masculinity. How this don't help for shape you as a man in your own personal experience based on the societal pressure and the exposure where you don't get from outside. How does it don't help you for defining your masculinity?
Well, me, it don't help me a lot.
Right.
First of all, me, me na the only man na the house. Yes, all the rest na woman them.
Right.
You know, so me, I don't adjust myself in a way that we all man getting freedom.
Right.
You know, but equally, we did that host there.
Right.
Sleep no dey. The day where as I reach now, all man getting work for me.
Okay.
Then small one, they all, hey, daddy can't do this. Hey, daddy now want this. All man get, so you get pressure from them equally.
Right.
All man expect you. Anything when a man work, then they keep on for you. Wow. And then you go 1 year, then they wait for you until you come back. When you come now, you dey do am.
Right.
So when you go now the home, you get heavy pressure.
Right.
For keep to expectations because they all get expectation for you.
It's true.
As the daddy na the house, now you for. So me, I really don't adjust to dandy.
Okay.
So even me mommy okay, if I would go visit am, but you know one lay because you know go one lay the under that punishment. Because when they come na the house, one day no more. But una no more the man dey boy tie. Don't come home. Then picking na dey alapa. When them picking hey daddy, this ball behind the walk. Hey daddy, this. They say una left am. Now people in picking tire. You know. So it's difficult for them, but me, I don't adjust myself in a way that are comfortable.
Okay.
Are comfortable with them. They all get the rules then at the home. You know, they live amicably.
Okay.
In as much as I get the cultural background,
Right.
but I know they allow myself to be carried away by the cultural background.
Okay.
Because of my exposure.
Okay.
Yeah, and one thing we Bridget talk we very important are the compromise. You know, and something and because they get a normal, they get you mind the prepare, you mind set the change in a way that you know they think say things they're normal.
Right.
Except somebody can trigger something, say, oh no, you know for do this, you know for do this, you know for do this. That the tell you go no say now and not normal. Otherwise, me and me home, I treat all man equally.
Right.
I give them because I don't do protection institutions then for very long time.
Right.
I don't know say for no reason I no go church me woman.
Right.
I like what he say.
Right.
I know the church am.
Right.
And even the picking them, we get a policy in the house. Nobody need to beat anybody.
Wow.
You know, because of I don't need a protection institution then for very long time. So then they also don't help for shape me.
Right.
Okay.
So me woman, we can agree and disagree on some things them.
Right.
You know, then later instead also flexible, he can come in and say, okay, we meet at a point.
Yeah.
Always they meet at a point because you know say equally mean a cultural man.
Yeah.
But because of the exposure, instead they taking time for bring something then. They take it small. Say me say do adjust to the now.
Yeah, but that's really
I love that.
Yeah, that's really really good because at the end of the day, it's like you're trying to set a new precedent.
Yeah.
Is the way that can say okay, this is tradition. This is the way things have been for a very long time. But at the end of the day, you know, say there are some flaws to that when it comes to that tradition. And the fact that they make the conscious efforts for like play a role in making sure the next generation gets a different perspective or waiting it mean for be a woman or a man and waiting that it roles them somehow we're able to succeed for good. I think that's why we get this conversation. So we'll go over to Nandi. So with your own personal experience in terms of expressing yourself in a male dominated society as a woman.
It can be tough. like how we talk about this now from a man's perspective. Sometimes they can look like woman, they get things very easy, but from a woman's perspective, things are so much not easy.
Right.
Sorry, my voice.
No, it's okay. It's
things are not really easy. Take for example, me. I grew up in a home way dominated by women. We all know women are used like while they listen the guest Mr. Salifu in explanation just to make I remember me also like all man and woman. So we can't so bulb fix this that like we be given land for the whole thing.
Right.
Because we need them functional now the house. We bulb well, we need for do them. Even for paint house, we they paint house, me and my sisters, like we they do all thing.
Right.
Like even I remember like it's how they go to school, generator them be the poor. Like when the guy that can fix the generator. Go call you papa and I can tell they wait for him like for candle waiting. He say for like let's just see what I say just show me. I they watch you. we go call boy picking. And I'm like, mommy, I'm not a man. I said, I've been right before you. You did look for somebody else when I exist.
Right.
Me there, show me.
Right.
Then like I remember one vivid one where the guy, like we don't fix the generator. I say at enough, I don't watch out, like I don't see everything where you do. It go, the generator fix for a bit. Then the same thing can happen. I remember saying I miss myself able to discover the problem with the generator, and I find out say the spark plug now actually we get problem, but the guy be, instead of it tell we for buy new one because we not be woman them, so you just feel like we not get the understanding capacity for no for say if we change them it will last longer. Right. So now the same spark plug be they give problem. So I pull them and I tell mama say we need for fend this. So we go fend them like we fend the exact same kind and we can fit them back. What's that generation not be get problem after that and not be get that same kind problem they again.
Wow.
And the man be the one that like when I not call me again I say yeah we'll be get for change this spark plug. Or when I go call that mechanic I said no. We go back ourselves. And the man be they say next hour they working not it in update. Because you want to you not it in update. Right. So and come on like because of me environment where I grew up in, for me I feel like important for let everybody be equal. Right. No matter what. But where I go to school it different. Where I go to school it different. First of all you get I be to go for a bit I be to go girls school. Then for some challenges will be happen I begin go mixed school. And my primary school I be mixed school. Like different situations they make where they integrate into that kind of environments and they you need for even find a way for shape yourself for fit in. Right. Like when they talk in a class, like when they ask question, you say, "Oh man, go begin. Why are you always want for talk? Because I sabi waiting for talk. I want for talk. Right. But I'm not for talk because me na woman no. Well, I remember then and they do class rep and things like that. They take class prefect. Always, I mean, they take boy picking. Whether you can't force, don't say you can't force. No one don't care about that. You the girl, like nobody not really give a damn. Right. All man just know that you not girl picking, so you can be like assistant prefect, but you're not gonna be prefect. So and I remember saying, my primary school first of all, my headmistress not be a feminist woman so much that we time begin for pick prefect for the school head girl, like it for be head prefect, so it can either be a boy or a girl. So then get a list of people and it be left two like with then. Cause and I be left two people, one boy, one girl. And the maths teacher be tell and say, "Yellow, take the boy picking, like in very agile, in very." And he ask and say, "You don't see this girl picking in potential, right?" He say, "Well, it's not like you know get potential, but you know like when you need person active." Now boy picking, and you must say, "No, we can't to sports first of all. That picking and they can force per in one so they do. We can't to class performance. It they do well than this boy picking. Not so because he be a girl, means say you know go be the person where you want him to be. Right. And I remember say then choose the woman end up choose girl picking as head girl, and you believe so that picking I can force in a year." First when I sit NPS in at the school, the girl picking. Wow. Where this math teacher not be they feel like get the capacity. Right. So imagine then university come where all thing very masculine, sorry for say. Yeah. But everything very masculine. Imagine you get for go college the whole day, no sign nothing for P. Yeah. And me na woman, I get days where I must pee no matter what. Because like me don't used to the kind culture where at the pin meals before I go any side, just for that able for manage me. So now I because of work and other things, I don't like some certain things don't change about me. But you go to university, sign on for P. You want for you sanitary space, you know they right. Like virtually things not very comfortable. Yeah. For a woman, I talk about hygiene levels, right? Not even at bigger things, right? And then it comes to decision making at the family, like I say. Because me na woman, so I don't get such challenges as much. I be get a step papa about Mr. Papa get it be in your world virtually be in your world, so some decisions they can make them, but other times like you know really want know about your own business, like you just in your own space in your own world, right? But like we cancel university for goals, school, like things like that. I'm not saying a challenge with buckle people in the face. And in my experience with working with girls and young women, I remember telling guy even we get a program or we initiate a girl power program or we get for integrate speaking into the program for help them for a 5-year period. And I remember I said, oh, they're gonna the homes there. Like some mama goes and say, we want for bring you picking. Imagine this not a program for help you picking for develop. Your mama the time say, yes, but you get for wait when Papa come. Okay, we're not got problem with that because now if I be a unified decision. Yeah. Right. But then what you don't talk to the mama, the next time they cannot to the mama, they meet anymore than the papa now. And the papa they did it now, they can you strange man like, no, you not for do it, not for do that, you know, for bring me picking come back. And we program seems to be the deal with smaller picking, they wouldn't get issues with that. But sometimes then the papa go just there and look, say this is not idleness. Why they picking them for the go yonder all time? They're not they give them money, they let them not go again, they're not they go.
Right.
That's not how firm decisions can be. And I remember there was a time where issues be happening at us, even me also where me stepdaddy just look and say, you know, it's only go church anymore.
Wow.
Only go church anymore. And now be indecision because now be the head of the home.
Right.
But then at the end of the day, it not be getting nothing for do with me. Like it be concern me because now me you restrict not for do this, now me you restrict not for do that. And there are times where certain decisions get it be molded around waiting the society expect of you.
Right.
Or waiting expect you for do.
Right.
And the kind of Mr. Salifu they say sometimes they put too much pressure on man.
Yeah.
So much that the burden can be too much on man.
Right.
As realistic as it be, the burden can be too much on man. So sometimes you make the man even they get for the reevaluate in masculinity like me a man because I said man where they cook they go say you know woman.
Right.
So even when you want for help you partner, you even question like how far I can go up on this work, I can sweep, I can butu, take shovel, get at it. Like you're beginning to look at how much you can contribute to your home.
Right.
And if you get for think about all that thing and they just even at the host, that's not too much pressure. Before I say he came into society in a way very grand.
Indeed. Wow. But that's the reality though. I think one mention of Dande is Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. I think it share a similar story of himself because what I mean like it's in a class, a mixed school, then give them an assignment say they can't choose a class prefect. The person with the highest score now in they give the class prefect. Yes. Basically, so in class teacher be expected the person with the highest score
go be a man.
But surprisingly, in now way it be say elect authority, elect power, and waiting he study extra hard
and
at the end
get the best grade.
And get the best grade.
But not to him end up be.
Yeah, and the teacher say, well, you're a woman. So that he said that was a defining moment for her because at that particular point in time he realized say
is it wrong for me to be a girl?
Is it wrong for me to be a woman? Because I'm a woman, I'm not supposed to take leadership role. Because I'm a woman, I'm not supposed to do this. And most times again, this can be happen in we own day-to-day relationships where we be say with the girl because somehow being a woman means being submissive, not having a voice, not having an opinion, not having like you just need for go by waiting one society don't dictate say you for be waiting probably you partner one because here again they feel pressured by society for define in your masculinity because society don't tell them say now when you woman listen to you don't understand now me say you not strong man now when you able to provide now me say you not strong man now when you be say when you talk you woman not talk back now it make you a strong man so as a result of it already they feel pressured so when you can meet a woman where be say is expressive they feel like oh I cannot control you because if I'm not controlling you then I'm looking bad in the eyes of society so there is this pressure we already there on both sides where the woman said we feel like say I am a person I am an individual on my own. The reason why God give me my own brain I can always say this if God be wants make Eve Adam think for Eve if I don't take Adam own, if I don't take Eve brain, then Eve own for them small. There'll be nothing there. But the fact that God take brain, give woman and give a man equally, it means say these are individuals on their own. And not say there's a social construct that has been there forever. And this is as a result of the fact that I can always say this. Prehistoric time, during caveman time, when it comes to power and authority, it is defined by strength. And man, they're dominant in that. They're dominant naturally. They're stronger. They're huge
because of the biological makeup.
Exactly. So back then, power of course belongs to you. Dominance belongs to you. Control belongs to you because me not give a go fet lie on. Trust me, as I say, they got me baby. Na lie. You understand? But now, when we take a look at leadership, right? Everybody will talk about who has PhD, who has doctorates, who has masters, and when it comes to those things, it's not limited to a particular gender. It's not limited to na man no more they get PhD. No, there are women with PhDs. And when we take a look at the world, men have been making decisions forever. The thing is, women started being like when them start for involve women in decision making or in society itself is not even more than 200 years ago.
No, very, very late.
That's why you see women get limited contribution in society, in science, in every department. For even give woman the chance for be a leader is like
so we even see a woman scientist achievements for we. Imagine a men scientist.
I follow a female neurosurgeon or a neurosurgeon on TikTok. And she's one of the few. Imagine in the neurosurgeon field, I think they not even get up to 10 women inside and that's a really what they call field. And even when he explaining story in a TikTok say that a lot of people will tell them say it's going to be a pediatric doctor.
But if also be picking something,
go be a pediatric doctor
constantly.
You understand? So but to continue the conversation as we take a look at the time right now, now 9:53. And in case you just joined, we a very good morning to you. You listen to Radio Fry on 97.1. The program now the breakfast mix, and we engage in everyday reality conversation. Today, we talk about dominance in terms of female and male, in terms of communication. Why make a man there you voice some more we do woman there you and I think this also can affect when you meet a woman that is educated, that is very
exposed.
much exposed, that is opinionated. You understand? And most times society they see the woman, they are like, want for take control.
No.
Want for take control.
Yeah.
Like, you are meant to be controlled. If you have way too much opinions, if you are too educated, if you're too smart, if you're too financially stable, that means that you not fit into waiting society, and that means you're going out of the norm. And as I think these are some of the conversations we beget yesterday. So this again is a pressure from both ends. And most times they can say in the woman they are so with, you're going to die lonely and miserable. Because at the end of the day, you need for be what you want you for be. Because you are not that. So that means you for fulfill God in purpose. But do we really know what God's purpose for every individual is? No, that we don't know. But we'll continue with the conversation, and I said that they fall under sexism and misogyny. Basically, when are the two dominant factors when it comes to gender censorship, and it don't become heightened by the rise of a populist, authoritarian, and fundamentalist forces around the world. Women voices them for a very, very long time. They don't suppress them, control them, punish them explicitly by laws, policies, and discriminatory practices, and implicitly by social attitude, cultural norm, and patriarchal values. Just recently, inside the United States, then just overturn a law where we say deny woman and forget autonomy over their own body, decide what for do. Like, okay, it's your womb self, get right over them. So which is funny. When we take a look at sexism basically they define as the economic, political, and social discrimination against women, and based on the belief that the male sex is superior to the female sex. And sexism are the ideology where it be say now a form of prejudice actually be made up of assumptions, theories, stereotypes that normalizes and justify patriarchal norms like as the most inevitable and desirable. Boys will be boys. I think I watched this just concluded Big Brother, you understand, and there was this girl that was why I gravitated towards them, because she was everything society said you should not be. She was very much herself, you understand, very much vocal, opinionated, and very sexual, like he owned in sexuality. If a man owns his sexuality, flirts around with a lot of women, society they give thumbs up. A player. Somehow that's a cap on his head. Like that's like, I don't know if not like an armor what they wear. Like society they celebrate and say, this. And this girl was just young and waiting, and she was like flirting with one guy to another, because it's a reality TV show. Nothing moral goes on there. Basically, guys were doing the same. She was doing the same because it's part of the game for gain popularity. We all know how the entertainment industry works, but somehow the one-old people, all man inside the house, they were just ganging up on her, bashing only her. I'm like, why not they bash just the woman? There is 3-4 guys doing worse than what she's doing. Like, why are you bashing her? And they get this one particular woman, sorry to say, but it's women also, we are sexist to each other. You get to the point where you say one of young company woman go now to the Big Brother and go say, Big Brother, this person, this angel, this. And the Big Brother mentioned say what about I like waiting the man that they doing at the same thing. And the girl in excuse was, boys will be boys. And then Big Brother reply, well, if boys will be boys,
Then girls should be girls.
girls will be girls. And that was like a trend on social media. And now it starts a whole conversation about why always is like, if a man do this, it's okay. When a woman do this, there's certain discriminatory things the way we say society, they force on them and they push on them and like, oh, this is not who you are supposed to be and blah, 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 blah. And it's really, really sad, but we'll continue to forget the conversation. As we look at the time right now, it's 9:57, one for go on a break. And when we come back, this male dominance communication, in terms of communication issues, will continue because we get 4 strong voices inside the studio and hope so we'll all go land together. Una stay tuned, stay fried, don't go anywhere.
Introducing our new code. Reaching out to new people, building new bonds, broadening our community. AfriCell 090. One more code, much more connections.
Radio Fry Fry is the first visual radio station to use technology for state-of-the-art live video streaming within the studio, creating visuals to accompany audio tracks and the inclusion of graphics and video documentaries to tell stories, making your content entertaining and informative. For advertisement and partnerships, call now on 090-971-971. At Radio Fry Fry, you talk, we listen.
What listeners like about our station? It's everything! Radio Fry Fry. On the Fry Fry web, on the radio, on your mobile. This is a woo-hoo! Radio Fry Fry 97.1.
At Radio Fry Fry, we believe your voice, your story can impact lives, change narratives, and make the difference in our community. Don't shy away from using it. We love you. If you need a listening ear or a comforting word, visit our website at www.fryfry.life. Click on the prayer line and we'll be there to listen and pray with you. You are important and you matter. We love you, for this is Radio Fry Fry, 97.1 FM.
Hello and welcome to Fry Fry News Bulletin with me, Sarah Kamara. The Freetown City Council has announced that the Freetown Cable Car Pilots Project launch will take place on the 8th of July 2022 at their auditorium, Wallace Johnson Street. The Sierra Leone police has released the 54 women that were arrested and detained for demonstrating in the streets of Freetown on Monday. 15 Sierra Leonean pilgrims have been cleared to go and participate in this year's Hajj at Makkah after having immigration issues at the King Abdul Aziz International Airport in Saudi Arabia, with help from Sierra Leone's ambassador to Saudi Arabia, Dr. Ibrahim Jallo. At least 13 children in southern Ethiopia have died due to hunger as drought and conflict continue to affect the area. A 21-year-old man has been arrested and accused of shooting open fire at a 4th of July parade at Highland Park, Chicago, Illinois, USA, leaving 7 dead and more than 30 others injured. Now for the travel update. Passengers that are traveling to and from Sierra Leone must take COVID-19 test. African World Airlines arrived from Accra to Lungay at 11:55 a.m. this morning and depart from Lungay at 12:55 p.m. to Liberia and finally Accra. Ascar Airlines arrives from Accra to Lungay at 4:25 p.m. and departs from Lungay at 5 p.m. to Accra and finally Lomé. Air France arrives from Paris to Lungay at 6 p.m. and departs from Lungay at 7:45 p.m. to Conakry and Paris. Royal Air Maroc arrives from Casablanca to Lungay at 2:30 a.m. and departs from Lungay at 3:30 a.m. to Casablanca. That's all for the news bulletin with me, Sarah Kamara. If you'd like to advertise with us, Contact us on 090-971-971 or email us at info@firefly.life. For more information, visit our website www.firefly.life, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Thanks for listening to Radio Firefly on 97.1 FM.
Hey, yes, you. Do you know what listeners love about our station? It's everything. With us, you talk and we'll listen. We are in Freetown, Bow, McKinney, Connaught, Kenema, reaching 3.5 million people in Sierra Leone. We have pushed beyond the boundaries because we are visual. We are your official visual radio station. You can be with us right in our studios from wherever you are. Audio and visually fixed on the breakfast mix, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. At the close of your working day, every day we keep you smiling and hyped. On the drive, 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. And for your little ones, the bedtime stories at 8 p.m. We love you too much at Radio Fry. We are visual.
You talk, we listen on Fry Radio.
Hey you! This is the Breakfast Mix. Join Kamare Sarah Kamara and Brigitte Dalton Sase every Monday to Fridays, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. live on 97.1 FM Fry Radio in Freetown, Bow, Kenema, McKinney, and Connaught. You can also join us live on our various social media handles: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube at Radio Fry, and as well on our website www.firefly.life. Come experience authentic and open conversations on everyday realities, and also get the opportunity to share your personal stories. They talk about everything, and I mean everything. You name it, they talk about it. Join us on Mondays to Fridays on 97.1 FM Fry Radio.
Yes, welcome back to Radio Fry 97.1 FM, the show where you listen to. Now, the breakfast mix here, my own voice with the Arena Brigitte Dalton Sase.
And Mina Kamara, Sarah Kamara.
And we have two special guests them inside the studio. And I talk back later, Yeri, and I names them.
Mina Salifu Samura.
And Mina Nandi Zulu.
And today we'll talk about male dominance inside communication issues in family affairs. But before we continue with the conversation, we'll take the verse of the day, because at every start of an hour, we'll take the verse. So the verse of the day, they come out from Ephesians 5:28. It says, in this same way, husbands ought to love their wives as their own bodies. He who loves his wife loves himself. So basically, that one day they try to tell you, say, the same way I go pinch yourself and cut yourself.
Right.
Not do unto you wife.
Right.
Because you for lick you wife, like how you lick your body. You know when you lick your body, they eat good food, drink, exercise, you want go out, enjoy, feel fine, massage. Right. Yes. So God they tell you saying that so if you do you company. And the same to women. The same way how you ought to be loved, love you man the same way. Because it's both ways, not to just one way. But we'll continue the conversation today, and before we begin for open the phone lines, we'll just get a couple of more things for let we actually discuss. So one of the things that now we can discuss now, the issues now within the male dominance culture inside Africa. Although we they talk about we young people them inside salon, we also the extend unto we brothers and sisters then we like-minded like we're not gonna say Western culture because not the same.
Right.
But we own African culture in SSF. And within this African culture, we all know say culture don't assign role to man, it don't assign role to woman them. And the job of both of them genders and they now for conform. Society not care how you feel, you not feel. You for conform because now so they don't dictate to you. And now the global communities them don't sit down and try to think, okay, how will they able get fairness for all mortal man them, regardless of age, sex, culture, religion, gender, whatever you want to call it. Despite all them things and they, if me na mortal man, like what thing I go want. And so when it comes to communication and expression, the international global bodies don't come together and we get the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, where they protect everybody all around the world. And one way particular to expression and communication, now Article 19, we say all man get the right to freedom of expression. Freedom of expression in any context. However, you not for say anything we go harm somebody, be disrespectful to somebody, then get limitations then, because I not go just go talk any kind thing to somebody. If I'm going to harm somebody with my words, then I not for talk am. So just because you get freedom of expression, let me say if you just go talk all thing, that freedom of expression also get your rules say you for do them in a respectful way, you know, for harm somebody, you know for discriminate, you know for do this, you know for do that. If you take all of the things and into consideration, go ahead, you get the freedom for talk. And so now when it comes to gender issues, it's not quite reflective inside with society, with a battle with that one day.
Right.
Even though everybody get the freedom of expression, society still they say, well, you know, you have certain circumstances where you're able to do that one day, but in other certain circumstances, you're not able to do that one day. And so the issue of safety can come inside. Because if they don't tell me say I get the right and freedom of expression and I want to express myself and society not agree, me safety they at risk. Just like if somebody they do me bad and I want for talk am, but I'm not able to talk am because if I talk am, then go castigate me, then go punish me, then go do this, then go do that. And so at the end of the day, the person they feel like so waiting on the point of freedom of expression if I not really they do am. So now let we cancel the conversation itself where they talk about way now male dominance in male-female relationships. And so now the concept, because now we get for Godi, the concept of submission, they come off from both the culture and religious practices. They all two they merge. Because like Cameron say, when you look back in the age of Stone Age, you know, man, they chase lion, blah, blah, blah. From then they tell you they reach where the introduction of religion come inside with Islam, with Christianity, with this, with that. All come inside now. They intertwine with themselves. And so that word submission can come into play where we talk about male dominance, control, or whatever it is you want to say. So now let me take some of the misconceptions then when people then can use the word for. So the word submit, sometimes then they use them in the context for let other woman for accept and yield to superior force or authority or will of another person, where that superior force or authority will most likely be the man or the husband. Another part, submission, is that the word submission is gender exclusive. It only apply to woman them. Because now so society they teach you, man not they submit, now woman they submit. So now that one day would they try for say. And usually then can take the quote from this same Ephesians way, we just don't read Ephesians 5. Right. But if you read the entire chapter, you they say God really they try for explain the different aspects of submission in different form. But where like you can go into marriage, then they marry you then at church, pastors and preachers they always can take that one particular line where they say woman for submit to a man, and then they left all the other side say now you walk down there for let you go do. And so usually the word submission only they apply to woman them. Then submission basically also gets a right by virtue of sex, that men get the right for demand submission from the woman them, and the woman get the honor for gear. Basically. And then you get submission as well, where you know for challenge the man because by birthright now in get the right and control for do what he wants for do. And then the last one now that woman for show respect to in husband in the form of submission. They're not talking about anything else but only in the form of submission. And so if you act on these understandings of waiting as submission, you they see say woman them naturally inferior to man them. And so usually where you day within society, in any society where you get a group of people, you always get the alpha dog. Once you don't get the alpha dog, that means say that one, the rest not to alpha dog, because you can only have one alpha dog. You don't go get many alpha dogs. So now the same in a relationship. So if I don't establish say the man and the alpha dog, then naturally, of course, the woman get for being not to the alpha dog, basically. And so that one can cause issues and fights inside with relationships, them, especially when you get woman, like we say, we're very expressive, we're very bold, we know what's in one for say and then kind of things and they. So now I wonder we take small from the part of the Bible, that same Ephesians where they talk about women you should submit to your husband. The next line after that one day, it say in the same way, verse 28 to 29, because 27 I ain't talk about submission. So the next line say, in the same way, husbands should love their wives as their own bodies. He who loves his wife loves himself. For no one ever hated his own flesh, but nourishes and cherishes it. So you see how we misinterpret things or miscommunicate or leave out certain things for suit waiting we as society don't coin say na so if for day. But actually when you read the chapter, you read the verse, it clear. Woman, you for submit. It's correct, it's true. That's what the Bible say. Then the next line say, man, you say if you like you woman, like how you like your body, how you like this flesh. But we know they look that side they for say, okay, so if I agree to this, that means I'm not for beat me wife, I'm not for be disrespectful to me wife, I for love him, I for cherish him, and so it becomes difficult. How I go able to do that one day now? We don't tell me say I for be man, I for be this, I for be that. It contradicts itself. And then the other aspect of dominance we can bring issue now the cultural practice of dowry or putskola.
Right.
Dowry or putskola, where you don't make that payment day, basically they compensate the parents them for the bride. The fact that you take away this one picking way being at the host, and in exchange, na transactional relationship. Basically. In exchange, I give you money for that one day. And so dowry in cultural practices, it legitimize the identity of children and it confirm the status of marriage between both male and females. And so the practice, the cultural practice, is considered a noble concept and not a bad thing because it's a cultural practice. It shows say like this don't happen now, this not mean now marriage. But now as time don't go on, we don't say, okay, let's put ourselves diary. Let's ask the two people then, like, una like una self, una love una self, una do, let una say this vow. You understand? Now I don't come in exchange to diary. So things then they change. Whereas before and even till now, if you accept this cultural practice, this diary, now they confirm now say you don't married. And now they sanctify the marriage as well.
Right.
And so where it can to the customs and the issues of dominance, this dowry or this putskola, it contribute to the silencing of women in the fight of rights and even on issues of major concern them to woman them.
Right.
So even when the woman want talk, even something where they can better way now in gender it affects, then still they tell you say no, you not for talk because now the man in control. Member say if we don't pay you bride price, member say if we don't put cola for you, then kind of things and they. And so it enslave woman them into the relationship. Sometimes as well it can promote domestic violence, and sometimes it give the impression that well then we don't sell you off.
You're not property.
Yes, and if you want to make a comparison, because some man knocking one accept say this particular part of the practice is wrong. Let's take slavery. Where slavery be they go on. We black people been there now, yeah. Everything be they go fine. With man come and say not to sow things and for day. Now then get the dominance. Right. Then take we, then begin go sell we. Other than sell we so if the person want it beats me, say kill me now in business.
Right.
Now that's where they happen. And now the same thing they happen with the same concept of dowry and putskola. If I don't sell give you a cup, right? You want you smash her, you want you maintain her, you want you paint her, it's your cup.
Now you cup.
So you they see the woman as a property.
Right.
And so some man and they say, well, I can do as I wish.
Yeah.
And so now I make it a giddy impression of being sold off and it promotes them kind of things and they. And then, of course, dowry as well, they empower the woman in a distance and from any decision making and by virtue because in a woman. And until we accept that there's some parts of culture we need like refining, certain aspects of dowry, putskola, or submission, the idea surrounding it, not the ever change that people, their mentality. But we'll get to more we want to talk about before we open the phone lines.
yes. And this not earning status, actually. Earning status, where we say this they restrict opportunities to learn and also for earn a living. I think we talk about the importance of waiting, earning, being financially stable for a woman, and how that they can able help a woman for maintain and forget an identity on your own. You know, some say money makes a man, and it gives man the power, basically. And this is not a powerful statement. Maybe say, but people and they support him and they discuss regarding a man as the breadwinner. When it comes to money and power, automatically it is ascribed to the male gender. Otherwise, if they say woman get money, he will not be in need of a man. Money they give him wings, basically, so they can imply that she will be free of a man's power and control. But yesterday I emphasized them over and over again. If you deal with a woman and the only reason why he get respect for you now because of money, not so you irrespecting technicality, not the money he respects. If the money go out the window, the respect go out the window. It don't go out the window as well. As funny as that may sound, you know, several reports inside Africa we don't find out say a man they receive respect if he's able to provide for his family, materially for his family. And in other cases, the person would be viewed as the man of the house. And in most cases, both male and female are in agreement that it is a man's responsibility to provide financially for his family. And this affirms his masculinity or his manhood, which again, they put so much pressure on man. Let me say, like you married woman, we get the earn pass you.
Yeah.
But because no more they don't inbred this in you, say now you for some man not even agree self. No pay us rent so not put up money now me role as a man and me for pull am because the woman paying means say it emasculates the man.
Do you know what the funny thing is? Where you look at the Crown on Netflix, the relationship between the Queen and her husband. That one then be a big thing. Of course, imagine the Queen of England, you know, now a woman of wealth, of power. It take decision, it talks so, it makes so. Then it kind of also now in man the time I say that nonsense where you can dip and I don't know. You might call yourself the queen, but to me, we're husband and wife. Please maintain yourself. Yeah. So even with man stuff, it happened.
Yeah. This is not just limited to Sierra Leone or Africa. It's a global issue, basically. And when it comes to family expectation, family again are an institution in which one sex is preferred to another. In many African societies, especially in the rural communities, tradition they play an important role in everyday life. You know, men and boys are often viewed as the man as the dominant force and provider in the household, and shifting societal norm. I think Mr. Sally Fudong emphasized on that even when it comes to man not for take broom, man not for old broom. When it comes to like physical activities, let we say for going to farm safe, man I for do the hard labor basically, because according to the I think was it Chinua Achebe that says that a man will able to provide by the sweat of his brow.
The Bible says that.
The Bible said that as well, right? Like it's because that's how they define masculine. That's how they define manhood basically. And some of them patriarchal ways they have so we bow am from a background are not really helpful to a modern society right now, because most of us you go between a farm and work for money as say done before you able provide for your family. Now you can able get to those laptops in the comfort of your home, you know, because if you're smart, if you're smart, you can use the internet and make money. But both are modern and traditional values, they collide. And African man them in general, they say especially the younger generation, they find it very difficult for live up to expectation on both sides. Just like Mr. Salifo don't say, in gets a traditional upbringing, and then it don't be exposed to the Western way way of life. Now it's like there is this confusion as to how to define masculinity on its own. Which way do I lean towards? And there is a struggle that comes from within with wanting to do things that are morally right in the way of modern way. Okay, I need for respect me woman. I need for give a voice, you know. Itself important. You know, in voice matter when it comes to decision making. I should not be making all the decisions. First time being no, the picking are saying they go school, now they school and they go. The woman cannot say anything. The only responsibility we get make lunch in the morning, basically. But there is also an inward struggle that is still that is still wanting to still not wanting to let go of how we saw our fathers show us the way. You know, because you don't see Papa as this the Lord,
yes,
in the king, basically
the authoritarian.
Anything where he say nef court. Like, you know, they even ask self, probably you never even ask you mama self. You just go tell the pickings no more. Go tell you mama say. There is nothing like discussions, you know, just like how Mr. Salif will say, grow up in the same kind of setting. Because Papa get 3 wives, and it was not like when they're ready for make decisions, like they sit around on the table, 3 wives, you know, man, you know, okay, this is what is beneficial for the kids. No, the man take all the decision. I say na green clothes and they for go pray. Na green clothes, all man they wear for go pray. But that's the truth. So if you don't go up seeing that, and this is a modern society where you don't become exposed, you don't get an education, and you don't get a new understanding, for making able let go of that, it's really hard. Because, okay, do I embrace the modern way, or do I embrace the way my dad used for running your own household? So it's like men also, they still feel pressured from their family members, you know, to meet these masculine ideals, you know, infertility, when it comes to domestic abuse and financial abuse. These are some of the many issues facing African men that they are reluctant to discuss, even among their close friends and family members, basically, because they shy away from this conversation, because at the end of the day, still want to hold on to the traditional man. I'm a traditional man. As a traditional man, I'm supposed to be dominant. You know, the pressure there with him. And I talk about yesterday, like we don't have enough spaces to make men that be comfortable for discuss some of these issues. Because you look at being, you get mental strain when you get on man themselves, because even when it comes to, like, let me say a loss of a family member, you go see this man don't lost him mama. You know how hard that is. So I'm you one kind of and say no cry you na man. That is so unfair to the man, because instead of getting your emotions, so at the end of the day, it suppress them, because you just want to prove to society say in a man, you know. And boys, they become the man they see around them, and want to and we have to make a deliberate choice in talking to our kids, not because of the way we make them feel that defines masculinity, but helping them for realize that it is just good to be a responsible person altogether, for be a well-rounded individual on its own. So we need for place so much emphasis on gender roles. That gender roles, okay, now so man for do, now so woman for do. Like, it's so sad, they put so much pressure. And I know sometimes man are not going to talk because there is no space to make them express themselves. You know, the macho man is what is defined as this. And you know, with so much suppressed emotions, there are different outlets. Like you always see emotion is something that is meant to be felt. If you not feel and you not allow yourself for feel that emotion, it structure come out in different ways. And sometimes it's physical abuse. Because because if you not mind, so you say society don't pressure you for talk, say woman not for talk back to you, then you can marry an expressive woman, it begins talk back to you, and you the girl under within you, the next way they do not slap you, they slap him. You they slap him. And sometimes if you deal with loss, or you go through some like emotional distress as a man, society don't tell you same man not for show emotion. The thing is, you they begin abuse alcohol, you they begin abuse drug, because society don't say enough for sure. So you know once for sure. Instead, you the day in like you just the go in a corner no more the eye
suppress that
for suppress. And by the end of the day, it's very, very much detrimental. I don't know who statistics that the way they say, but if you look at the rate of depression and anxiety, like it's high among men than women, especially married men, because married men are not allowed to be anything else than the provider, the man. And sometimes that man just when we can always make my hug him. Like just let's go. Just be free. Just be vulnerable.
Like that makes some man think enjoy it and stick right in that me food. Because imagine all through your days working, you don't even get that space for to be pampered. Right. Like usually they come, you know, that kind of man, like you don't do this, that didn't happen, that. Sometimes they, like honestly, if you look at statistics, you see say it get negative impact on the health and mental state of Monday. Like too much pressure. Like what you say, space not really there for express all that day. So most of the time in a internal processing, you just there inside the man. Like how you say, not go tell even some of him party. Now like some man can face some challenges even with his wife. But he go even fair for sharing with another man, because the person gonna be look at this now they take the kind of care for woman there. Some man even they take more than what they tell you to let you not take from you, woman.
Yeah.
Because some man very, very powerful when it comes to words, leadership. Like you get some man the way. If you meet some woman, they talk like even addressing a man or in picking them. You know, so this person a very strong spoken person.
Yeah.
So some man not get that kind of capacity, so not even bother.
No.
But now that same man, they company man goes and say, "Oh, they get this channel." Like they take that kind of thing. Like so sometimes they, even other man then they make they feel so
low of themselves
internally.
Yes.
But all land they just a boil internally.
Yeah. I mean, I can always talk and say, because when I look at the way my own papa died, it's really, really sad. In the space of 3 days, he's sick Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, he's dead. And a pressure. You understand? And you look at him, he died at a very young age, at the age of 50. Now, possibly be say physically is active, they work out all the time. I wish I've been getting energy or attitude towards working out, because now I go work out 3 months and the balance now, and I just man can't tell. But this is the truth, you understand?
Yeah.
And you know, when that happened, when he died in the course of 3 months, upline and begin saying, I wish and I wish and him. But when you look at the circumstance surrounding him, then a high blood pressure, you go into like it gets stroke where it say it is, and there's so many regrets that you know he might have died with, because first of all, within himself, the conversation what he gets with him big brother is like he was not somebody that wants to marry 3 wives, but he was pressured into doing it because that the show say yes, you are wealthy. Yes, that define you status within society, that you get 1, 2, 3 women we able put under you control. But it comes at a cost, the stress. And you look at most homes, most marriages, the man they die before the woman because of mental stress. When they constantly they go through and not get the space there for be vocal about all the struggles that they're facing. And sometimes we need to come back to the drawing board and redefine masculinity, what it means to be a man. They always say this: men have emotions, men feel things, men want to be babied, men want to express themselves, man then they cry, man for cry. Now because you want to say a man not for cry, you know get water.
You get
water like good. So some emotions, just like how we they use water. Now somebody tell me that day, it's just like how they use water for cleaning your body. This is what Nanain water symbolize inside by you mentally. Like when they cry, the tears they serve as the water where they wash away your sorrow. Whatever emotion, negativity where they feel, when they cry, you wash away all they get rid of from your system. But imagine you just a surprise and they just keep inside yourself.
Crying a very good emotion, by the way.
Oh yeah, it's very good.
Emotion.
And it's men I make if man get that more put that word the small dog But let we go on a short break. The time from the clock right now 10:29. We want to go on a break and then we come back. We go open the phone lines. Make us get the opportunity for call. We're gonna take a small with we. Well, the conversation is really good. I love how the conversation is going. Stay tuned, stay fried. We'll be right back.
Wondering how to activate your AfriMoney account? It's easy. Dial *161*8*3#. Enter your default PIN or old PIN and press send. Enter your new PIN and press send. Enter your new PIN again. You'll receive a message confirming your PIN change. AfriMoney. Fast, easy, safe.
Rokel Bank rises to the challenge of providing modern banking through the advent of its new and innovative products and services like the Rokel SIM Copper Plus, Kumbra account, My Tea account, Swag accounts, Keke accounts, SMS banking, mobile banking, SME loans for petty traders, Keke and motorcycle riders, and also people with business ideas and more. Rokel Visa debit and prepaid card, online banking, and more. Join in by opening an account with us today to enjoy our new products and services. Together, we can grow. Rokel Commercial Bank is the bank of choice.
Family life can be a place of refuge. and security. And family isn't always about being connected biologically. It goes beyond bloodlines. It goes beyond last names and obligations. Being part of a family is like living with an army. You all have different temperaments, attitudes, but with one singular purpose, and that is to have each other's back no matter what. Even when things go wrong and, crisis faces you, you should always be able to depend on family, right? No family is perfect. We argue, we fight, we even stop talking to each other at times. But in the end, family is family. Join the conversation this month of July as we talk about family issues in every aspect on 97.1 FM. Or join us on our Facebook page at Radio Fry Fry. You talk, we listen.
And we are back right here again on Radio Fry Fry 97.1. And in case you just did join me, well, we done there for the past 1 hour, 34 minutes, and we done talk about male dominance in terms of communication, basically. And we don't talk this talk. We don't talk bim, 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 bim. But now time don't come for make una add una voice to the conversation now. And the number now 088-971-971. You can call we direct call. You can call we on WhatsApp, or if you're able to call we, you can send me a text message. But as for the ways for our calls, let me take a look at the quote of the week.
Yes, indeed. The quote of the week is coming from Jane Howard, and she says, call it a clan, call it a network, call it a tribe, call it a family, whatever you call it, whoever you are, you need one. In Pancreas, the tribe call them clan, call them network, call them tribe, call them family, anything where you call them, who that you be, you need one. And we all need one, good or bad. But we'll get with first caller.
Good morning.
Hello?
Hello?
How are you?
Fine.
The family is talking a big talk. Family is talking a big talk.
Pastor's not big talk.
And, like, no matter how we live life for of this family talk, again, what difficult, so we change the thing where they happen, the car they happen right now. And seriously, traditional one thing where they contribute seriously for make woman them become sort of like inferior to man. Because if my papa born me, I meet my papa, they talk to me, mama, anyhow they get instruction, the consult her. If Mr. Big are not get that kind of exposure, they are not get luck for get an exposure on life. At the same way me say they grow up. In fact, maybe in Gewa me party whenever a woman they make a flabber and papa they say now you they take me not they take that kind of thing. You know this will be the Gebra you other mama. So like it is stay. Again, one other challenge we don't get in most settings we don't see where the woman they earn boku money. In most times they tend for look the man like it can just find anyhow because of how it earn, because of how much it earn.
Yeah.
And if the man know they get enough money for taking care of the responsibility, he begins to say, boy, excuse you for doing like man, you know they do. We boss in the head, you know more they can't talk. So it gets to be very difficult. You know, we will talk, but I think we not just need a month on that kind of discussion there, but people get ideas. And again, it could be good for most people in provinces, and most people will not change their mentalities and their ideas. So both the man and the woman, it could be good for this kind of program there, because money also all things like relationship. I mean, not say this is how it is. If my money make relationship, they're not a relationship on a day. Now money keep una together. So I think a lot need for be said, a lot need for be done, but this talky big.
Indeed.
This talky big.
Yeah.
Indeed. Thank you so much for your own contribution. And when we'll be there during the break, actually, we'll be to talk about the fundamentals of any relationship or family.
Right.
Values are very important. Left the gender side, just the values, waiting you think, say, morally right. Respect is a big thing. You earn boku money, you not earn boku money, should not affect your attitude. Your earning status not for affect your attitude, because we all for aspire for get good attitude and good values. So even if you get a woman when they earn boku, checking attitude. If you don't get the correct attitude, then you don't get the correct attitude despite of the money or the man the same way. So now then things and they look at not so the money and the control side. Check the person in value, checking attitude. But we'll receive another call.
Oh no, we don't miss this call. And I'll try for call we back.
Yes.
And in case you just join me, I know you get the number now 088-971-971. You can able call we on WhatsApp as well. I think we get messages them. We get some messages them on Facebook. We will go through as we wait for calls them for come inside. We get Isa Bangura, we say good morning Radio Fry. And we get Samuel Sam Sise, we say good morning family. And Mark Didi Pride of Lunge say good morning everyone. And Isa Bangura say my son have something to show you, because he said when he grows up he wished to be a journalist, right? Oh, okay, that's interesting. But you can send them on with number 088-971-971. What would you on WhatsApp? So if not video or anything or picture, you can send them to me and we will go through them. We'll gladly go through them. I think this person is a guy for flash week. For make sure so I get you Friday call. I get you Friday call. The number is 088-971-971. We'll go continue with the messages then, and we'll get this way. Memuna Barry say we do, but some family members have to be loved from afar and fed with a long wooden spoon. Okay, I nobody knows why the but that's an interesting one. And he continue for say,
I think say the try for say some people that ask for like, so you can show them love like at a distance, like not to like say I don't like you, but I just know say if we can't close, what get for happen. So I just do one from afar. And I think he say he's so right. Then when Mr. Salifu be they talk, and Bill Singh B say good morning Radio Fry and lovely presenters. We get Bill Singh B continue for say I feel whenever I feel bored or stressful, I tune to Radio Fry. They entertain us and educate us with positive relevant news. And get Emmanuel Chinika Soya we say good morning, Mommy Dalting Sise. I think that's specifically for you. And again Memuna Barry we continue for say teach beautiful, and he said that's why we are also taught to read The verses.
The verses before and after the reference scripture. Reference scripture. Amen. Musa Bagiwi, a handshake and a clap, and we say, "Yep, they become babies when they're under the weather." Oh yeah, that's men. That's men for us. And Amra Barcelona, the man from the North Capital City, say good morning, manager, and Sarah, and all listeners in or out of the globe that are currently listening to Radio Fry the Breakfast Mix this Thursday morning. And he continue for say, of course, we are the breadwinners for almost 99% of the family affairs. Reason being, male work so hard. It is in our mind that we are the leader of the family. I think he continue for emphasize waiting Mr. Salifu don't say earlier. And he say again, we dominate because most of the female have this mentality that all affairs within the family must be addressed by the male. Yeah, because
it depends on you
orientation.
Your orientation.
Right.
It affect that a lot.
And there's this thing where they can say woman sense. I don't ever understand Mandy. But we get a caller. Good morning.
Yes, morning, Adi.
Yes, so how the morning?
Thank God, although I need feel well, but for the topic is very interesting.
Well, get well soon.
Because all the inflections on you, I don't laugh, although I need feel well. So, it's God I just some away, very important. So I'll just worry. When they talk about communication, communication is very important inside relationship. And then you go know, say, now then you go take no say it's possible really like man go fear na the past, not the calling. Not to love them.
Right.
I prefer love than prefer love. Because anytime love the communication is good. Even inside your marriage, when I say that's the man they just watch man no more than man. The system of marriage, now that was the baby. They just watch the woman on my marriage. Woman back they just watch the man on my marriage. I think ask on herself, funny, maybe because now I was now. Now get for share that love the way all man if you keep themselves they learn from.
Okay.
If mama not they talk to papa not they talk to mama, not so good they
Right.
So communication just of so also inside relationship communication important.
Yeah.
Just when you let the partner, just for sure I'm just saying letter. Yeah. I don't.
Thank you so much. And just as we call it, they go offline. One of we viewers them on Facebook say, her voice just tickles me. Would you receive another call?
Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah.
I don't know follow up on the program, but Mr. just want to add my voice on the program.
Okay.
Okay.
Because I believe the topic one I refer to discuss is based on gender roles.
Yeah.
Rather for dealing with patriarchy and masculinity. And I'm very glad for the program because first of all, me of myself I'm a gender student. So I don't follow up from the start of the program so I don't go please. And if we look at patriarchy and masculinity, then two concepts and a concept to look at I don't care for 10 women that join our society. And at the end of the day, you don't dehumanize women, they totally. Because when you look at patriarchy, a concept where at the end of the day, you just care to promote the ideology of a man. And therefore align the woman in concept. Because most of the disadvantages the woman they undergo in the home today, they are like just because the man is superior, I'm the head, I'm the breadwinner, I'm responsible to provide for them security. At the end of the day, they observe a man they go into a decision without even consulting the woman. When you don't come for kind, you observe the woman they bear the consequence the most. So at the end of the day, we as a gender student, and if you look at the masculinity, different association, we describe for fearful the man to the woman. At the end of the day, they make let the man be radical, let the man be brave, let the man be criminal to it. So the woman no more. And there are certain concepts we have to push away from them. Yes. There are certain concepts in gender we have to push away from them concepts and we just want to be side by side with women. Because if we look at the end of the day, this society we don't play a great role. Sometimes like when they talk to me like a guy we may not know the rule of setting probably I just can't continue my education as a city. But this traditional issue don't make at the end of the day they don't affect gender and back up with religion. More especially that of the Islamic religion. I can say the Islamic religion and gender they not remove the line. because a typical example, if I should give an example, these are some of the reasons we don't make women and need back for men society. Because looking at even the masjid, if you look at the settings in the masjid, sometimes there is a demarcation between the women and the men in the masjid. And if you ask them, Imam, why there is that demarcation, because I don't take up that eventually for ask that question. 2 or 3 times, they know you not finding the reason for that. And there are certain things that really try for determinism, and these are not, I can say, they are not empirical evidences for such inventing anything. They don't know because only a name of tradition and custom. So then imagine, there is no reason why man of for cry, because we listen to that conversation maybe. So you might not get our time man of for cry. And just because we develop that ego, the ego is saying, a man and not for cry, a man, or me, I'm the head of the house. No, there's certain things that we need for sharing responsibility in gender. If you just want to follow me with the woman, they're side by side. You observe like in a house, man, you want some woman call you, let you pick the woman call. But woman won't call you, never pick the phone. Oh, this is how it's already in place. If you just want to move, one like gender succeed in this country, to be very honest, it's just for put woman side by side. So at the end of the day, we really succeed. Thank you very much because I'm not declining the call from.
Oh, Abdul Karim, you know, tell me which side they call me from, but it's okay. Remember, say the show way to listen to another breakfast mix here on Radio 5 Friday 97.1 FM. You can call we on 088-971-971. Text we, WhatsApp we, with a read down with a pickam. And you can also go on with Facebook as well. We're live right now. All you need for doing now, just type in Radio Fry and you're able to send you comments on the live feed. If you want to see the voices, these voices with the big man voice, this other woman voice, aside from Cameron and Brigitte, just go on with Facebook and you're able to see them. But would they receive another call?
Good morning. Yeah, good morning, Amadou.
Yes. Yeah, good morning, Corey.
Yes.
But this last call at the top, we are all wait, man and woman, we not equal in the sight of God.
Yeah, we are.
We all equal. Why now inside we the Muslim they say man for dinner your side, Muslim for Christ, man for dinner your side, woman for dinner your side. The church never be so.
Right.
They got sorry for you. Come on, you all are perfect, serious.
Right.
Just like we. Okay, you want to say something?
Yes. Thank you very much. I'm glad you within the speakers and previous speakers there. You see, sometimes even with you right, you therefore be very careful.
Exactly.
And just all we two don't talk this around the rights them we man then get. You know, very important right. But we therefore very, very be careful how they handle them.
Right.
We see start in the talk just now, you know, but it gets some people equally. We, for instance, not get good communication at home.
Yeah.
We get money. We get money. So arrogant. What should they provide for the home? And when the situation change, now you want to go humble himself.
Yeah.
Then they begin mock you.
Right.
You know, you forget the very good attitude, character, even where you get, where they provide for the home.
Right.
Exactly.
So if you not get safe, the family they understand you because you don't know how to communicate, so they relate to them very well.
Right.
But if you know, because you say me, I get this power, and honestly, you know, most of the pressure where the man they get. Some man them, I like you say, let you move the wow rock, it move based on how you talk to her.
Yeah.
When are they together?
Sure.
But because of this pressure from your paddy, your family, other people, go make you begin to look at things that when are normal. You they look at them and say this is not normal.
Yeah, it's true.
Sometimes then they man to man conversation, if you hear talk them. Some man they say, me what talk, me woman talk. You know they sleep at the house there.
Right.
You know some of them they in conversation and some man they take her home. You know some people they just they delete her name, but some people they take her home and they practice her.
Right.
And we culture some people and we even when we die. Where people in the camp for can greet, they know they call the woman they say. They go only call woman where if na human in relative come for can greet bearing. Now the ten and they call am for can. Otherwise na the man then they call. Even we when a small one then we then they call. As man then for can. So you see we and the woman then so disadvantaged in so many ways. Even for property business.
Right.
You know, they consider the woman even on the rules them. They know even for empower. Oh, they na home. When then they empower the man. Now the man no more the focus.
Right.
Woman they say no. you know. And me and my sister, I mean, they talk just now on other risky area. Like when me deal with me picking, so I so tell rich there. We one ready for talk, I dey wait at least until he finish for talk. I mean, you go exposed to the society now, they don't even they listen to her. When you talk, you say no in a woman. You know, that shock, you know, really fear. So we demand and get big rule for play. In as much as we get all these powers, we really need for manage them. Because you need comfort. When you give the woman the comfort, you they get her more than the woman. And your family, they extend to them. You picking and go be happy at the home if you treat the woman well. But if you dey in conflict with the woman, una dey pampalava, the picking and the learn from that, they also they in conflict. You know, so for maintain that home day. So all the things they do in as much as we get all the power. Now for we self, we demand them. So we get forget standing in mind.
Yes, indeed. And Abiwan actually make a comment on something we've been talking about a few days ago. What will be the plan, the content for today? Will be the talk about if you know they allow women them, for example, for get access to education, to get access to earning some sort of money or opportunities, then let's say the man decide for go into a role that requires in worth for be a partner, not so a subordinate. How you they able transcend or transform and represent that family unit they properly if the man I know more they're not educated, I know more they don't get opportunity, then the woman left behind. Let's take for example presidency. If presidents come, you see say the man well educated, well exposed, everything, and then you just see you understand some kind woman we not the match in status. How we for view that one day? Because when it comes to certain positions them in society, we expect the woman for be almost the same as the man, because in need for match up to that status where they don't arrive at, in need for be able for hold conversation, in need for be able for make decisions. But if you not be the practice that one day say you reach that stage day, how you expect that one day for happen? And we get instances and examples. Nandi get one for explain, and we get other instances like Michelle Obama and Obama incest. If we give them as example, like that in a clear example of love, respect, opportunities, you know, they get good values between themselves, because even Michelle Obama, she's such a celebrated woman in the USA because of those because of the opportunities where incest don't be they get and the experiences the way incest get. So it add value on top of what Obama already they do. And so you get other instances of where the woman not get the same opportunity, the man they fight for and be that kind of person in society, then in woman not match up to in standard. And Nandi be one get one example of that one day.
Yeah, but if I can to me example, really, if you look at society generally, because of this control and submission way, man then once let woman and get, you go even see some man, even the kind woman where they go marry, now woman where able control. I mean, woman where able control. Wait till I say sit down. And there are times like where Mr. Salifu they say just now, imagine 5 years from now, 10 years from now, Mr. Salifu in daughters then come into society. Also I can possibly tell say sit down. Not out of disrespect. But because in your worth to start with.
This is I'm not cause you though. But this is a clear example of my life. This is my reality. I grew up in a home where I was given a voice. You understand? If you want to do me something, you want to punish me, I ask you why. Why are you punishing me? And I always get this space where we say, I always be expressive of myself. Be expressive, express myself. And then boom, I come out to the world. Now I'm in the world, I'm being told in my like relationship and people I have like dated, and it's like, no, you're not woman, you're not for talk. So for me, that is very, very conflicting. And especially when it comes to decision that has to do with me and you, with relationship and with future, like how can you not expect me to have a say in my future? Because it's not just your future, it's my future, it's your future. And if we're going to have kids together, it's their future, and I'm their mother, and I'm going to be their mother. And I have to play it.
And you know the capacity where you get for being for be a mother, because it's not about just breastfeeding for born picking breastfeed them and then
no.
we come to assignments
where you come
like Even me, I don't get somebody where I want to say I'm proud of that lady. I'm really proud of her. Now somebody where not go school, now be a neighbor of mine and a very good friend. Why say he not go school? He not go better school.
Right.
But why say that woman? The kind a man go school, he go up to a college level.
Right.
Now the woman and the way they do assignments with him picking. I mean, something they not sabi. They take him picking book. He take him picking and can't to me Nandi. Not come. No, go school. This I'm not sabi after that. Explain, give me back. Then I explain to her. Now then he go to became back. He go explain. They ask her you understand. He say yeah, Carlo go back. Then they go overly explain her. Then they go tell me now like where you see the test now this he get. You better really explain. And from the moment you don't tell her that one time. That it take them forward with I don't get a skill for life.
Right.
I mean the kind of passion where they put into just for helping begin his studies. So imagine now you as a man, you don't have that kind of capacity where like where Megita they say you be a president, for example. Then you get a wife who not there in the same capacity. Because it's not about going to school, it's not about university, but opportunities they expose people.
Right.
You go married person what you want for control, you forget say you capacity get for require somebody where they of stand intellectual standard. We go before like without you know, I don't know if you know any of them including Mr. Salif, if you ever done that kind like a program where the man in wefting up with other people like, in their separate side. Like any talk where they talk they need for check on in see if they do the right thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if you understand that situation.
I understand that
When means say the man not even trust for the woman, they up to capacity.
Yeah.
If not post where they up to capacity, I'm telling you, when a man turn for talking, even one bothered with waiting woman
because
you know say woman thank you capable.
Thank you.
But okay, for the example I want to get actually now the not even mock this person per se. It just they open with eyes to the like how important opportunities and exposure important for a girl child.
Right.
Imagine President Goodluck Jonathan as in capacity in Nigeria, be former president of Nigeria, like the capacity to be occupied.
Yeah.
Then in woman like Patience Jonathan, I don't know if you don't ever listen to a speech with that woman give. Like sometimes they as a girl, first of all, as a woman, why you hear me compete woman? I the one that this woman like waiting happen along the way for bringing her to this position. As much as they're passionate about certain issues, you're not even able to communicate in passion very well. So much that instead of people listen to the communication, now provoke them, they provoke them.
Yeah.
I think so then how less
the same thing back
capable
happened to Trump in woman. Michelle, I don't know if what's in name Melanie Trump. Even when it comes to because she's a very beautiful woman, she was once a Miss Universe or something.
She's a trophy wife.
She's a trophy wife.
Yeah.
And where Trump win election, they say make he can't give speech, and the speech where he give, it was a national disaster because they realized it now Michelle Obama in speech now he go polarize and he can't Michelle Obama in speech like everybody was stunned like are you kidding? We former first lady gave this speech like why are you changing the words or take one sentence put them up, and when they do the comparison of the speech it's exactly the same, and it was embarrassing. And that woman from Trump in presidency say you done there was never a point in time when you see that woman did engage any public like
but then how less capable she was. And even I'm telling you look at the situation of Trump and Melanie. Trump was in charge. Like there are times where a woman suppose you know the capacity where you believe say this na position where a president's wife for do this speech or for occupy the na in the day. But if you look at the capacity,
if you look at the relationship back, and it's like Melanie was not allowed or given the freedom for expressing self. Like everything had to be controlled by Trump and in PR team, and then maybe they manifest in the fact that like you know the public display of affection. Sometimes when Trump wants for continue for put on the facade of the perfect family, you find out that the woman they retaliate in funny ways. Maybe say we want only candidate. That was a clear indication there was something that was wrong in the home. Probably she was not being allowed to actually be herself. Probably even that speech so then nobody want to forget that speech.
No.
But she was told go do So this thing they talk about is not just limited to the African
like
society.
you even rob the person of the intellect because you know that kind of position where you go put her in where you need for process thoughts, like think about things but actually like what they talk about. They used to make her they use Mr. Salif in girls. I not sabi them, but I'm not imagine where you girl picking then at your home where you get chances for be empowered. you know the kind of woman wey the future gets forget. Then a very good and strong woman, no matter wetin society want for look at am as, because then get papa a very strong male figure, but at the same time a female, a home way dominated by woman then, because we turn so mama, they turn so sister, they turn so auntie, they turn like that
one man.
You get just this man as the leader, and you know can make himself that kind lion king among them, like it makes sure say in making picking and get a platform where they able to express themselves. You want to tell me say education not go be very important at that kind of host day? No, it go be important. You go give it picking them that kind of level playing ground for let them even think, because when you give person the opportunity for think, you get it provided opportunities for learn. You go able to fulfill whatever capacity you put them in, no matter what.
But when it comes
it can
to
be challenging.
Yeah, when
really.
it comes to religion, Ion, that's a whole conversation for another day.
Yeah.
Because religion,
if you say you're going to bring religion and try to cut case, it will never happen.
It will never happen. And if we want to dive into religion and male dominance, then we need an imam, we need a pastor, because that need for actually take scripture by scripture, dissect them for we. And I make one post where if you say Mickey always listen to, I follow him religiously is mufti. Because now one post where they do in preaching, you know, a limit in preaching to just Islam. In preaching, it focus on humanity. How you as a mortal man for treat you come be mortal man. You know, they say, when you a man, how for behave, you a woman, how for behave. No. He's a very well landed scholar. But where he preach like he cut across every religion. And he does preach about humanity.
And I met somebody this week where say like some of the imams and pastors where we get not actually they go through the scholar part to fully understand the religion and the books.
Thank you.
Instead now that half wishy-washy type, I just get the feeling say me for be pastor. And so when it comes for deal with certain issues, they're not actually getting know-how because they don't ever go through the book properly for really understand. So like you say, Dan, a topic for another day. We don't come to the end of this conversation. In fact, we don't even run over because the conversation is so sweet. But we hope someone enjoyed the conversation. And just like we always can say, if you really go through something personal, you need somebody for just listen to you. The person ain't talk, you just they listen and he pray with you. We get with prayer line on the website at www.fryfry.live. Go there, make the call. Now the same as WhatsApp call. As soon as you press that prayer line, they redirect and go straight to the call. And they not charge you anything. The data way they use, now they use. So utilize and talk for 5 hours if not that you want. Explain your problems.
Hours,
and the person just did it as your best friend. And he just they listen to you, and at the end of the day, he just go pray with you in the moment of waiting you to say. But we hope so that enjoyed the conversation. We're not going to say last words now. But Mr. Salifu and Nandi, thank you so much for joining the conversation on the Breakfast Mix. We hope so we'll get to know again another time.
Thank you very much. Me at the big for saying me last word.
Okay.
With all the conversation, I just want to emphasize, say me I strongly believe in women. Because as I see thing the way woman they do even at my house. Me wife na medical doctor. Now in one green mama born, now in one green papa born. And I see the role where they play in their life now. Now in their pension. Now in they do all things. Now they nurses. Now they do all things for them. So now we empower them. It's very, very important. We pay attention to them. In as much as we guide them, but we get for pay attention, we get for building capacity for able to take care of we. Not to man no more. They see me at the see thing and way in the do. When a man, me na man, I know able do am for me parents them in the do am. So they can able do more. So Lord give them the capacity. Thank you very much for having me.
You're more than welcome. I like how
pleasure.
I mean, the battle line has been drawn, but I just want to say on air outside everybody they agree because they reached 3.5 million people. Thank you for being a difference. Thank you for providing your girl child with the opportunity for be them authentic self. And I hope say the man that we don't listen to this don't learn a lot from Mr. Salifu because he gets a lot of like you get a huge position. He gets he don't travel outside of this world, but in your household he see himself as, you know, I'm part of this family. I respect me Pekin, I respect me woman self, and in Pekin and self respects me, and that's something we say we hope for achieve universally. Let we put these gender roles aside. Being a man does not necessarily mean say pass you be a macho man. Until we see ourselves tomorrow, me Nakamara Sarah Kamara,
and I'm Brigitte Dalton Sasai.
Stay blessed. Bye-bye.
Wow, thank you.